guys, Smiljan here. An update for you on the Smiljan project. Still working on the power supply end of things, and what you're seeing on the screen right now is a CAD of how I'm going to probably put things together. It'll be a wooden box. It'll have all brass fittings, antique, 1920s kind of mentality, with the exception of the 2 meters, which are digital. Unless we can find some Simpson gauges, at which point I will redraw the box in order to accommodate those size meters, which, if I'm not mistaken, are a little larger, so I'll probably have to redo my main information area here. Right now the box is opened up so you can see into it. The variac will be right here. This is the transformer for the 12-volt supply for the Tesla coils, controller circuitry, 2 meters, and the voltage tripler. Not shown here is going to be a small terminal block group so that I can, wire the outputs and everything together to the controller circuitry in here. Also not mounted in this is the shunt for the current, I think it's this one right here, for the current meter. So that's a thing. If we take a look directly from the side here, we can see there's plenty of room underneath the variac for the wiring. I made it this tall in order to accommodate any sort of wiring solution that was necessary for the variac. It also accommodates easy cuts. When the board is bought for this project, it's 10 linear feet of whatever type of wood ends up getting used, probably pine for the sake of cost. In the future we might do oak, just so I can have that nice rich look to it, or maple. I'm a fan of maple, so. And it'll have all brass fittings and stuff, like I said earlier. But in this case, the front panel and the bottom panel, and for that matter the back and the top, which you can't see just yet, are all 2 feet long, 12 inches wide, 1 inch thick board foot. Minimal amount of cuts is the goal here. And here in the front, I should mention this, the text is going to be engraved right into the panel, including the numbers going around this. The numbers in their current orientation allow for a 3-inch knob to be put on the variac. I'm thinking probably, some sort of wood turning project or something along those lines in order to make a fancy little knob, or a big brass knob would be freaking awesome. But whatever there's money for, I guess. And then for the window over here, if the Simpson gauges are found, instead of doing a digital little metal plate that has, I'll probably do brass plate, but instead of having modern plastic lamps in it, I'm gonna dig around and see if I can't find somebody that can do some stained glass and do a little diamond motif inside there. Use some fake, or I know a guy that can cut glass, so do some amber gem shaped glass pieces that are stained glassed into whatever, however that works, and put lamps behind it on a little metal bracket so that it's it's got that super antique look to it, and let the light shine through the sign glass, and that's what gives you your indicator. So on the back of the box, well, actually, let's go ahead and unisolate everything. Okay, so this is what the box looks like complete. There's windows on the sides to allow for some vents, some vent plates that I have. I just want air to be able to move through it. Obviously, I don't want anything to get hot in this because it's made out of wood. But so I have some vents that'll just ambient air passing through. The back panel, which we can see here, and I'm going to put a slight twist on it just so it's a little bit easier to tell what's going on. This will be just a plate of steel or something, something really thin, just so the power cord has somewhere to go, the fuse, the main switch, the outputs, the high voltage output, and the 12-volt output to the control circuitry all have a place to sit, and that'll be back here on the back of this box. And so if you look, there's a lot of room. Let me hide this real fast. If you look, there's a lot of room behind hardware here to put all that stuff. And the output, the high voltage output, will be on one side, and the 110 will be on the other side, and then the 12 volts will be right in the middle or something along those lines, just so that there's a lot of isolation between them and not a lot of room for confusion. We want to avoid that. So the back of the panel will be closed, and there won't be anything on it. Meanwhile, the sides of the panels are open for those vents, but I left a little bit of material at the top to put some brass handles, give it a metal, wooden chest look to it. And then the goal is to make it so that there's corner guards, like old school brass corner guards all the way around it. But every 4 inches there'll be a big heavy wood screw holding it all together, so that there's, because the Variac is quite hefty, so we don't want to have any accidents when we pick it up. When you're servicing it, the goal is to make it so that the back panel removes easily, or the metal cover on the back removes easily, and then if that's not enough, take the top off so that you can reach down inside of it as opposed to reaching through the back of it. To mount the Variac, we'll probably have to wire it completely and then slide it into place. I'm not too happy with how much room is underneath it to get to these lugs that are the actual contact points for the Variac. So there is all of that, and the project box is pretty much designed for the power side of Smiljan. A couple more details probably in order to accommodate all the bits. If the Simpson gauges are found, obviously there's going to be a redesign of this front half of the box. And then, of course, securing components and bits and pieces, head up to the geek group and have the sheet router cut my windows out and drill all my screw holes for me, at least in the faces of the boards. I don't think we're going to be able to drill the sink into the side panels with what they have there, but that can just be hand drilled. It's not a big problem. So there it is. There's an update for you guys. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. There will be more information about the Smiljan project and other electronics projects and the other things that I do in my free time, from time to time here on this channel. And remember to swing over to the Geek Group and check out their stuff, because that's where this project's going to eventually live. All this is going to end over there and be over there for people to look at and play with and be a part of. Catch you next time.